One of these days I'm going to get ready and actually look good on one of these, but I don't know when that day is, and I don't know how good that is going to be. But I wanted to tell you that I'm posting things. I don't know if anybody's watching them or not, and I just, whatever, whoever watches them, and that's what's meant to be. But today I posted one that says Gary, and it's me talking to a guy named Gary and just telling him basically all the truths that we've learned as Q followers and kind of breaking it to him. And I also went into a shop where there were 3 volunteers working at this little military museum in town. So there were 3 guys working there, retired service members. One was Army, one was Navy, and one was Air Force. And I told them about it, and they weren't that surprised. None of these 4 guys. The one this morning was older, and then they were all older actually. But the guy at the library, he didn't serve in the military, so and he was still not surprised about everything that's going on. Listen to it. I mean, the reason I guess I'm posting them is just because I'm trying to get everybody to really start talking and telling people stuff. I know it's hard, but what I would suggest you do, I think it would work better with family members, is to just tell them that you're doing investigative reporting and do some investigative reporting. Ask them questions about what they think about politics and record it, and then play it for us. And as we listen to it, we can kind of see where these people are coming from and what they're hearing and stuff like that. And that way we can create arguments for next time that we're talking to people. But I would encourage you to listen to the 2 that I did today, because I think they came out really good. Like, as far as, not the videos came out good, but I'm saying, I didn't tape the 3 guys. They didn't want to be taped. They said no. And they were like really closed-mouthed about everything. And they said, if you are in the military and you've seen any of these things, you would never be allowed to say. And I said, well, what if your commander-in-chief says that you can? And they just said, no, he's not, he can't supersede the rules and stuff. You can't supersede the rules, but he would be able to say them, but they wouldn't be able to say them. So, I don't know. I'm going to try to get to the VFW, where I was in there the other night drinking with them. They let me come in. I'm going to try to join it, actually, because my grandfather was in, my grampy, he was in the Korean War and World War II both. And so I can get his DD-214 and I can get into the VFW. But I mean, what better place to talk about this stuff than to military people, They've seen stuff, all of them. I mean, they know. The thing, too, is even if they haven't seen anything in particular that has to do with this, they have served in the military, and they know that when we think it's not wartime, they're over there fighting and they're doing all these crazy things and having a crazy life, and then meanwhile back home we're thinking everything's fine. So, I mean, they know that the government has secrets and that the government doesn't work the way everybody thinks it does, and just to drop this stuff into their head and give them hope, total hope about, everything being, like, restored and good, and to also make them excited and make them talk, to their wives at least. Now, their wives, I'm hoping, are going to go out and talk more than these guys, because you know how we women are. We want to go out and talk about things. So, if they hear this stuff, hopefully they'll be too excited, and hopefully they'll buy into it because their husbands are military and their husbands are bought into it. I mean, basically everything, aliens and everything. So hopefully then they'll go home and tell their wives. I asked them to, and then their wives will maybe tell their friends or whatever, maybe their family members, maybe they'll, I don't know. But the other thing is that we need to get more people on Twitter that are not on Twitter. And you guys, I know I keep saying this and nobody cares, but Facebook has no idea of anything. All they're doing is trying to post to beat their neighbor. You know what I mean? Beat the Joneses. All they're doing is posting about, this is what I have and this is what I do, and I mean, they do post a lot of cute stuff. I'm not cutting them down for that. But what I'm saying is, all it is about like bragging about, or whatever, talking about life. Your family and your vacations and your new car and stuff like that. But it's nothing really about politics. I mean, there's some people throwing some stuff out there that probably would definitely be interested in hearing the truth about Q, and would definitely be interested in, one of the fun things to tell them about is Donald Trump's tweets. Once you start talking a little bit about Q, and and I would say give them qmap.pub and even show it to them if you can. Like, show them how there's all those posts and then the players piece where it says Patriot and Unknown and stuff, because that's a really cool site, and that's something that they might go back and look at later. And, I mean, you can't really look at that site and just say, okay, this is nothing. I mean, why would there be such a great program set up to keep track of everything? Why would there be 125 million plus? I don't even know how many Q followers there are now. I bet you there's a whole bunch. But, so give him that, and then and talk to them about how he posts. Once you've got him kind of on the string or whatever, like buying into this and understanding that this is real. Let them know how he does his tweets. You know, how he makes his tweets like misspelled and bad grammar and stuff, just because he doesn't care, because he's doing that for the non-decoders. You know, that's really, really, really neat to hear, and it's funny. So I don't know what else, but I do really want to see. I really hope to see some more videos or recordings of people talking to other people, and even in these, when you do this like investigative reporting thing, you can get all this information out of people that maybe they've seen something or they've heard something, and by just sitting there and having a conversation with them and asking them some questions, you can get some information that might not even be published. I mean, when I go through these, I'm telling you, I don't know what anybody's going to think about this, but these people are sent to me by the aliens. I'm telling you, they're following me. And watching me, and I had a guy come to me the other day, and he told me different things that I need to do. I didn't have my recorder. I was sitting on the beach, and he just rides up to me on his moped or whatever it was. Maybe it was a motorcycle. And I said, "Oh, imagine seeing you here," because I knew he was going to get off and talk to me. And I said, "Are you going to come talk to me?" And he goes, "Well, sure." And he sits down and he tells me all about the game of life. And he basically tells me that I need to get some sleep. You know, just different things that I am not doing to take care of myself, and that I need to use less sarcasm. You know, because people can take me wrong and stuff like that, and I don't know, he just taught me some really cool things. He bought me some cigarettes, which I don't have any money right now. I'm looking for a job, so whenever anybody gives me cigarettes, I'm happy. And he bought me a banana and something to drink, and then when I was leaving, I said, his name was Fred Ashbury, and when I was leaving, I said, "Thanks so much for everything. It's been great talking to you today." And he goes, "Well, I didn't come all the way here from Neptune for nothing." That's what he said. And I was like, "Really?" And he just chuckles, and I'm thinking, well, of course, really. I mean, like, I'm telling you, if you look at Todd on here, Todd is Yahweh reincarnated, Jesus reincarnated. I don't know if Yahweh is for Jesus, but I think it's for Jesus and God. That's who Todd is. I mean, from talking to him, I just know. He was very pure and very, very much a gentleman. He didn't have any sexual vibes about him at all. Very handsome, but he had a look about him like Jesus, you know. And he had a lot of good information. If you haven't listened to that, he had like, I don't know. I mean, I asked him to give me my boyfriend's phone number because I know my boyfriend is involved in all this at a higher level, and I think he's up in space. I've seen another UFO now. I didn't get it on tape, on camera or whatever, and it was like a round disc, and it had these lights all around the edges of it. And then it had another circle of lights inside of it, and it was just darting across the sky. It would go in and out to where you could see it and then not see it. And then all the way around it, it had little speckles of lights, like some kind of, I don't know what it was, shifts, or it looked like a cluster of stars surrounding it. I mean, about 10 stars deep, all around in an oval shape around it. So I don't know if anybody's seen something like that. I would be encouraged to hear. I mean, I would be encouraged to just hear anything, guys. If you even, you know, I don't know, if you hear anything good in any of these interviews, just post a comment for me or something, because I want to know that we're getting stuff out of this, and other people need to know things that you've identified that might be helpful. I mean, let's get serious about this. The sooner we do it, the sooner we can ascend to the next level. The sooner we get all the evil off the earth, the sooner we fly, the sooner we go to other planets, the sooner we just like create light through our energy, and we don't even need the sun. I mean, I don't know what happens with that, but I don't think we'll even have the sun. I don't even remember where I read into that. But I've been studying astrology too. I never believed in it. I was told that it wasn't okay to study it because of the Bible, you know. But it's really good. I mean, there's a lot of very, very valid stuff in there. My friend that I just met, that's staying with me right now because he's come on hard times, Dick. I put a video or two in of him, and he's Wiccan, and he has special recipes. Like, there's a recipe that he gave me to lose weight fast, and I mean, Wiccans have all these recipes that are natural remedies, and I mean, there's so many things that we have. We have more than we know. And guys, if you think Trump doesn't know what I'm telling you now, you're sorely mistaken. I would bet money that Trump came from the higher dimension down here to take care of us and to try to lift us all up so that we can ascend to the next level. I believe it. I do. And I think that JFK is the same way, JFK Jr. And I think that JFK Jr. is going to be president in 2020. That's my dream, and I'm blurting it out into the universe, because once you have a thought, that's your dream. Once you speak your dream into the universe, it starts to become reality, and all you have to do is work on it and believe it, and it comes true. Like flying, hovering, teleportation, time travel, I mean, all kinds of stuff, guys. Like all the things that everybody's dreamt up for movies, those are people's dreams, and they spoke them into the universe. That means they're real. They are real. So I don't know. I hope you're woke, and I hope you start partying on like me every day, because this is really, really freaking cool. God made us in His image, and He is so great.